Good morning, UGA!
Well, coming into freshman year, I wanted to get involved in the radio station. So initially I wanted to get involved for music, just to DJ on the air, basically broaden my horizons. But then once I realized that I had the opportunity to have a talk show on the radio, I thought it would be a great opportunity to take advantage of. I hosted a radio show called Sunday Morning Not Quite Live with a man named Thomas Hygis.
Logan comes to me in class one day, and this is at the very beginning of the semester, well, sophomore year, and says, "Hey, how you doing, man? How's it going? Have you ever thought about maybe doing like a, what if we did like a radio thing? You know WUOG?" And I'm like, yeah, I know WUOG.
Originally when this show was conceived, we were a comedy sketch show. So what we tried to go for were a series of 5 to 7 minute skits that were kind of fleshed out into a 25-minute episode.
I served as head writer. Apologies if you listened to it. But I was head writer. I led a writing team consisting of myself with occasional guest writers.
The thing that I thought was really interesting about the radio show idea that we did was that we were trying to tell a story basically with no pictures, no images. And that sounds like an easy thing to do, but once you really get to the task of writing for it and trying to make it a compelling story, it's kind of a tough task if you've never done it before. I go back to the reason that I decided to do the show in the first place, which was, I mean, there's people, you listen to the radio all the time, and there's just this one moment that I had when I was driving in the car on a trip with my mom, and it was an old broadcast from like a public radio station in like the 30s, and they were doing a serial on Superman, and it was literally the most bizarre thing I'd heard because I hadn't ever experienced any kind of authentic radio show format, and it was kind of interesting to see how they portrayed it and executed all of the storylines and the sound effects and kind of immersed you in the story, which I thought was cool.